So it's been revealed that Erik Karlsson not signing with the Senators might have to do with bonus money. Now, it came out from The Athletic, and I reported from The Athletic a week ago, and people kind of were like, why are you listening to The Athletic? Well, it's been re-reported by TSN. And you know there might be something to it. So let's take a look at the contract that was signed July 1st by John Tavares. John Tavares' contract, he's got a cap hit of $11 million. Fine. Everything's fine. Everything's all standard. Year one, he has a signing bonus of $15.25 million. That means July 1st, he got $15.25 million from the Toronto Maple Leafs. And his base salary this year is $650,000. His base salary for the remaining part of the contract is $910,000. His actual salary, $15.9 million for each of the first 2 years, then $12 million, then $9.3, then $7.95 for the last 3 years. It averages $11 million. But this is where, and I've said this before, the salary cap system looks great on the surface, doesn't it? It looks fantastic. But those big money teams like a Toronto, Rangers, Blackhawks, they have ways of getting around the cap. How else can you explain that Tavares is making $15.9 million for 2 years, but his cap hit's only 11? Now, $15.9 million is a lot of money, right? So when the contract offer is up for Erik Karlsson, Karlsson's looking for bonus money. Word has it that the Ottawa Senators cannot afford to spend that kind of money in bonuses. Remember, that's every year. Now, if you've got 3 or 4 star players, you might be handing out $20+ million in bonuses on July 1st. That's a lot of money. And for a team like Arizona, a team like Carolina, it's not feasible to do it. So for players, here's the other thing with bonus money. That is lockout protected. So if there's an NHL lockout in 2020, your bonus still gets paid. That means that the 2020-21 season was wiped out. That's $11.09 million that goes to John Tavares. That's why a lot of contracts are heavy in bonuses during that season. So if you look on Cap Friendly and you look at players' contracts, you're going to see big bonuses for that season because players are already concerned that maybe there's going to be a lockout. But again, it's sort of like when you win the lottery. Well, let's see. I could get this every week over 10 years, or I could get it all up front. I think I'll take it all up front. It's sort of that same idea. Players can get all their money on day one and do whatever they want with it, or they can get paid out over the year. And players, they like that bonus money. They like the fact, too, that it's they don't have to worry about the escrow. Like, there's a lot of things with bonus money. And there's concerns already that the NHLPA may back out of this current system because of escrow. Escrow is a system where when you get paid during the year, a certain portion of your pay gets held back by the NHL until the end of the year. The end of the year, they look at their balance sheet and go, okay, we can afford to pay you out the money that you're owed. Or they say, well, the league made less money than we thought it would, so sorry, your escrow money's gone. And there's players that are mad about the escrow money and want to get around that any way they can. And I believe bonus money is escrow proof as well, because it's just a bonus. So there are ways that players are finding and teams are finding to kind of get around the cap, where their big money franchise can afford to do this. The Toronto Maple Leafs, $15 million, drop in the bucket. Just raise the prices again. Just raise ticket prices. Are you kidding me? We're going to have Tavares, we're going to have Matthews, we're going to have Marner and Nylander. The fans will be lined up around the block for those tickets. It doesn't matter how much they're going to cost. And the NHL may look at this bonus money and may get a headache about it. Because it does. It does force certain teams into situations they'd rather not be in. Like, for instance, Marian Hossa. Marian Hossa's contract gets traded to Arizona. Well, he's going to be in the LTIR. Or he just stays on the cap and they're at the floor. I don't mind that. And they get a couple of assets back at the same time. It's a silly system. And this is the thing. Like, maybe the Senators weren't lowballing him so much. Maybe it was $11 million in the season they were offering, but maybe none of it was bonus money. Maybe a couple million was bonus money. And meanwhile, Dallas, Tampa, Vegas, maybe they're saying, hey, we'll give you a $15 million upfront bonus. Come play for us. Somebody tells you you can have $10 million a year, but we'll give you $15 million up front. And somebody else says, well, I'll give you $10 million a year, but I can only give you $2 million up front. you're probably going to take that extra $13 million up front. It's a screwy system. There's a lot of bonuses being paid out, and as I said, it definitely looks like something the NHL may decide that they need to clamp down on. And here's the other caveat with this. Here's the part that drives me insane. So the NHL may very well be of the mind that they don't want to see this money getting paid out as bonuses, but it's the owners and the GMs that are making it happen. Players can make whatever demands they want, but if owners and GMs say, look, we can't do that, it won't happen. What happens is what always happens. Certain owners and GMs say, hey, we can do this. We can build a fantastic team and still maintain our cap system as it is. Yeah. I think one of the things that will come out of the next collective bargaining agreement, and I think one of the things that people are really going to want to fight for, is this whole idea that you can go from getting paid $15 million at the start of a contract to $7 million at the end, and we'll just go ahead and average it out. I think that'll change. I think the NHL is going to want to make it so that whatever you get paid that year, that's your salary under the salary cap. And again, they're only fighting with themselves. That's the weird part with this. It is a league that just fights with itself. They create rules to make sure that everybody's got a level playing field, and then certain teams find a loophole to get around it. And these bonus monies, that's a loophole to get around it. Hey, if you can do it, kudos. I'm not trying to say that a team that does it shouldn't do it or that it's immoral, but it makes it harder on the smaller market teams, and we'll see what happens from here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, though. Do you think the Ottawa Senators maybe come back and say, all right, Karlsson will give you all the bonus money you want, and maybe he signs in Ottawa and all this talk goes away? Wouldn't that be weird? But hey, be interested to know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.